The Transformation of the Eagle. A lesson in freedom that will break your limitations. There once was a farmer who lived on a small property in a remote rural area. Even though he lived close to nature, where he had the privilege of observing many free animals fully enjoying their freedom, he had a habit of capturing them and keeping them imprisoned. One day, he ventured into the neighboring forest to capture a bird with the purpose of keeping it captive at his home. He managed to capture an eagle chick that had fallen from its nest, without even knowing what species it was. He placed it in the chicken coop with the chickens. As time passed, the young bird grew up among the chickens and assimilated their way of life. One day, a biologist visited the farmer's property. As they walked through the garden, the biologist observed the bird and commented, "This bird is not a chicken, it's an eagle," the farmer retorted, saying that it scratched and vocalized like a chicken, asserting that it had become one of them. The biologist disagreed. "She is and always will be an eagle, for she has the nature and heart of an eagle. One day, she will see her free spirit, and her heart will make her fly to the heights." However, the farmer remained skeptical, saying that this would be impossible. He believed that the eagle had become a mere chicken, limiting itself to scratching and living on the ground. The biologist then took the eagle to the top of the house and commanded, "Eagle, since you belong to the sky and not to the earth, open your wings and fly." The eagle looked down to where the chickens were scratching, hesitated, and jumped back to the ground with the chickens. The farmer mocked the biologist, stating that he had correctly predicted that the eagle had transformed into a chicken. The biologist, firm in his conviction, insisted that the eagle always possessed an adventurous heart with the spirit of freedom. Determined to prove his point, he and the farmer went to the top of a mountain the following morning, far from the sight of the chickens. With the sun rising and illuminating the scenery, the biologist held the eagle aloft, encouraging it. "Come on, you are an eagle and belong to the sky. Open your wings and fly." The eagle hesitated, seeming not to understand what was happening. But this time, the biologist directed its gaze toward the sun, flooding its eyes with the radiant light and the vastness of the horizon. Thus, the eagle opened its powerful wings, rising above itself as if being reborn as a new being, and finally began to fly. Initially uncertain, it flew around the farmer and the biologist, seeming to await an explanation of how this was possible, as it had never seen a chicken fly. But it finally gained confidence, and feeling the breeze ruffle its feathers that gleamed in the sunlight, it soared higher and higher. It flew tirelessly away and never looked back. Moral of the story: when the eagle finally freed itself from self-imposed limitations and embraced its true nature, it flew towards the sky, leaving behind the ties that held it captive to the mindset of a chicken. The lesson of this story teaches us that we should never underestimate our true nature and potential, regardless of the circumstances or the expectations imposed upon us. I hope this story brings something positive to your life. If you liked it, please give us a like to encourage us to bring more beautiful stories. Thank you, and until next time.